They say the ones closest to you hold the sharpest knives. You never see the blade coming because you're too busy hugging them. My name is Mark, and 6 months ago, I thought I had won the lottery of life. Not the cash kind, the kind that actually matters. I was 30 years old, I just got a massive promotion at my architectural firm, and I was about to propose to the woman of my dreams, Sarah. Sarah and I had been together for 5 years. We were that couple. You know the type. The ones who finish each other's sentences, who never seem to fight, whose Instagram feed looks like a curated magazine spread of happiness. We lived in a beautiful modern house with lots of glass walls, something I designed myself. It was open, bright, and transparent, just like I thought our relationship was. But the third pillar of my life was Dave. Dave wasn't just a friend, he was my brother in every way but blood. We'd known each other since sandbox days. We went to college together. He was the guy who dragged me out of my depression after my dad died. He was going to be my best man. Sarah, Dave, and we were the three musketeers. We did everything together. Looking back, I feel so stupid. I didn't see a friendship. I saw a two-man con job, and I was the mark. The beginning of the end didn't start with a bang. It started with a tilt. About 4 months ago, Sarah's behavior shifted. It was subtle, microscopic. If you weren't looking for it, you'd miss it. It started with her phone. Before, her phone would just lie on the coffee table, screen up, notifications buzzing away. I knew her passcode. She knew mine. We had nothing to hide. Then the tilt started. Every time she set her phone down, it was face down. If we were sitting on the couch watching Netflix and a text came through, she wouldn't just glance at it. She would physically tilt the screen away from me, just a few degrees before unlocking it. I tried to ignore the knot forming in my stomach. I told myself I was being paranoid. Maybe she was planning a surprise birthday party for me. Maybe it was work drama she didn't want to burden me with. When I asked her about it, she laughed. Not a genuine laugh, but a brittle, sharp sound. "Mark, are you serious? You think I'm hiding something? You're crazy." Then came the intimacy shift. For 5 years, we couldn't keep our hands off each other. Suddenly, she was always too tired, or stressed, or had a migraine. But then, a day later, the pendulum would swing the other way. She would become intensely, almost aggressively affectionate. She'd buy me expensive gifts for no reason. Now I know what that was. That wasn't love. That was guilt, manifesting as generosity. She was buying my trust back one expensive watch at a time. But the real kicker, the thing that woke me up at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling, was the smell. Sarah wore a very specific perfume, floral, light. But one night she came home late from a networking event. I hugged her hello and buried my face in her neck. Underneath her perfume, I smelled something else. Something musky. Something familiar. It was a men's cologne. Not just any cologne. It was Sauvage by Dior, the exact same cologne I had gifted Dave for his birthday last month. My mind immediately rejected the idea. Sarah and Dave. No way. That's disgusting. That's incestuous. They were friends because of me. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe Dave was at the networking event. I texted him casual, like, "Hey man, long day. Sarah just got back from some work mixer. You up for Warzone?" He replied instantly, "Nah man, slammed at the office tonight. Still here crunching numbers. Rain check." I checked Sarah's Find My location history on our shared iPad. It showed her at a downtown hotel bar, the location of her event, until 10 p.m. Then it showed her driving straight home. Okay, I was crazy. I was the toxic boyfriend, sniffing my girlfriend's neck and tracking her location. I felt sick with guilt. I almost apologized to her for thoughts I hadn't even spoken out loud.
But the gut instinct is a powerful thing. It's millions of years of evolution screaming at you that a predator is nearby. A week later, I had to go on an overnight business trip to Chicago. I hated leaving Sarah alone, especially with the weird distance between us lately. I called her from the hotel around 9 p.m. to say goodnight. She sounded breathless, distracted. "Hey, honey, I can't really talk. I'm watching a movie and it's getting really intense." "Oh, okay. What are you watching?" A pause. Too long of a pause. Just some rom-com on Netflix. I'm tired, Mark. I'm gonna crash soon. Love you. Bye." Click. She hung up so fast. No, I miss you. No warmth. Just a desire to get me off the line. I lay in that hotel bed, staring at the ceiling, the knot in my stomach tightening into a hard rock. I decided to do something I'm not proud of. Something that crossed the line from trusting partner to paranoid snoop. We had security cameras at home, mostly exterior, but one inside the living room to watch our dog when we were at work. I opened the app on my phone. The live feed loaded. The living room was dark, empty. The dog was asleep on his bed. But then I checked the motion events. There was an event recorded at 8:45 p.m., 15 minutes before I called her. I pressed play. My heart was hammering against my ribs so hard I thought it might crack them. The video showed the front door opening. Sarah walked in, laughing, and walking right behind her, carrying a takeout bag from our favorite Thai place, was Dave. They weren't just walking in as friends. He had his hand low on her back, beneath her jacket. It was a possessive, familiar touch, a touch that belonged to me. They walked into the kitchen, out of frame. I switched to live view again. I turned up the volume on my phone to max, straining to hear through the camera's microphone. Muffled voices, laughter, then silence. Then the sound that made my blood turn to ice. The distinct, rhythmic creaking of the stairs leading up to our bedroom. I sat in that hotel room in Chicago, thousands of miles away, listening to my best friend walk up the stairs to sleep with my future wife in the bed I paid for. I didn't sleep that night. I didn't cry. I just sat there, letting the betrayal calcify my heart into stone. The sad, confused boyfriend died in that hotel room. The cold, calculating architect was born. When I got home the next day, I put on the performance of a lifetime. I kissed Sarah hello, I brought her flowers, I texted Dave and joked about how boring the business trip was. Why didn't I confront them? Why didn't I scream and throw Dave through one of my expensive glass walls? Because screaming is messy. Screaming gives them a chance to lie, to gaslight me, to tell me I'm misunderstanding what I saw on the camera. "Oh, Dave just crashed on the couch, Mark. You're crazy." No. I needed undeniable proof. I needed the nuclear option. I wanted to burn their entire world down, and I wanted an audience when I lit the match. I had already bought the engagement ring months ago. A platinum band, the flawless 2-carat diamond. It was sitting in my safe. I decided to move forward with the proposal. I know it sounds insane, but it was the perfect cover. It explained why I might seem distracted or nervous. It made Sarah feel secure, lulling her into a false sense of safety. I planned a massive engagement party for 3 weeks later. I rented out the rooftop bar of the nicest hotel in the city. I invited everyone. Sarah's parents, who adored me. My mother, who treated Dave like a second son. Our entire friend group. My boss, her boss. I told Sarah it was just a celebration of my promotion, a chance to get everyone together. She bought it, hook and line sinker. While planning the party, I became a digital forensic expert. Since I paid the phone bill, I had access to the detailed call logs. The sheer volume of calls and texts between Sarah and Dave was staggering. Hundreds a day. calls at 2 a.m. that lasted for hours when I was sleeping next to her. But I needed more than logs. I waited for Sarah to take a shower one morning. I knew she took long showers. I grabbed her laptop. I knew her password. It was the anniversary of our first date. How ironic. I scanned her files. Nothing obvious. But then I checked a system folder that looked out of place. Deep inside some boring-looking program files, there was a folder simply labeled D. It was password protected. I tried Dave's birthday. Access granted. My stomach dropped out of my body. It wasn't just texts. It was a digital scrapbook of their betrayal. Photos of them on business trips she had taken alone, selfies in hotel beds, emails detailing things they wanted to do to each other, things that she had stopped doing with me years ago. There were emails where they mocked me. Dave called me the clueless architect, building a life on a foundation of sand. Sarah complained that I was boring and too predictable, but that my paycheck was nice. They were planning on letting me marry her. Dave was going to be my best man, standing next to me at the altar, knowing he had been sleeping with my bride the night before. They got off on the deception. It was a game to them. I copied everything onto a flash drive. Every photo, every vile email, every time-stamped proof of their affair. The night before the party, Sarah was giddy. She tried on 3 different dresses for me. "Do I look pretty, Mark?" she asked, spinning around in a red silk gown. I looked at her. Really looked at her. I didn't see the woman I loved anymore. I saw a stranger wearing her face. "You look stunning," I said, smiling. "Tomorrow is going to be a night no one will ever forget." I wasn't lying. The rooftop party was spectacular. The city lights were glittering below us. Champagne was flowing. Everyone was there, about 100 people in total. Sarah looked radiant in her red dress, playing the part of the supportive girlfriend. Dave was there, clapping me on the back, making jokes, acting like the loyal best friend he always pretended to be. Around 9 p.m., I clinked a spoon against my champagne flute. The music died down. The crowd circled around a large projector screen I had set up for a slideshow of memories. Sarah was standing next to me, beaming. Dave was a few feet away, next to my mother. "Thank you all for coming," I started, my voice steady, amplified by the microphone. "Most of you think this party is for my promotion. But actually, it's about something much bigger. It's about the future. It's about truth." I looked at Sarah. "Sarah, these past 5 years have been an education. You've taught me so much about love, about trust, and about reality." She teared up slightly, anticipating the proposal. I reached into my pocket and pulled out the ring box. The crowd gasped. Her hands flew to her mouth. "But before I ask you the big question," I said, "I wanted to share a little video I put together, a tribute to our relationship and the people who helped us get here." I nodded to the AV guy I had hired. He hit play. The slideshow started beautifully. Cute photos of our first trip to Mexico, the day we adopted our dog, Sarah laughing with frosting on her nose. The crowd awed on cue. Sarah leaned into me, putting her head on my shoulder. Then the music changed. It shifted from a romantic ballad to a low, ominous drone. The photos changed too. The first image flashed on the screen. A screenshot of a text message. "Dave, he's gone to Chicago. Come over, I need you." Sarah, "On my way, leaving the back door unlocked for you." A murmur went through the crowd. Sarah stiffened against me. "Mark, what is this? This isn't funny." "Just watch, honey," I whispered coldly. The next slide. A selfie of Sarah and Dave in a hotel jacuzzi, dated a weekend she was supposed to be at a yoga retreat. They were kissing. The silence on that rooftop was heavier than anything I've ever felt. Then came the emails, the ones where they mocked me, the ones detailing their plans to continue the affair after the wedding. I had highlighted the worst parts in red. Sarah's mother gasped loudly. My own mother looked at Dave like she was seeing a monster. Sarah tried to grab the microphone. "Stop it! Mark, stop this! You're misunderstanding, it's fake!" I pulled the mic away. "Am I? Is this fake, Sarah?" The final video played. The security camera footage from my living room. Dave walking in behind her, his hands on her hips. The sound of them walking upstairs to my bed. Dave's face went dead white. He looked like he wanted to jump off the roof. I signaled the AV guy to stop the video on a freeze frame of the two of them kissing. I turned to Sarah. She was crying now, black mascara running down her face, ruining her perfect makeup. "Sarah, I was going to ask you to marry me tonight, but I think you're already taken." I snapped the ring box closed with a loud crack. "Dave, I looked at my former best friend. You can have the ring. You'll need it more than I do. You two deserve each other." I put the microphone down on the table. The sound feedback squealed, breaking the trance of the crowd. Sarah's dad was walking toward Dave with murder in his eyes. Sarah was sobbing on the floor in her expensive red dress. I didn't stay for the fallout. I walked past them, past my crying mother who tried to grab my arm, past the stunned faces of our friends. I got in the elevator alone. I went back to my beautiful glass house. It felt empty. It felt cold. But for the first time in 6 months, it felt clean. They say people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I disagree. I built that glass house, and I was the only one with the right to shatter it. That was a month ago. I sold the house last week. Too many memories. Sarah is living with her parents. I hear she and Dave are miserable together, now that the thrill of the secret is gone and everyone hates them. Me? I'm redesigning my life from the ground up, and this time I'm using stronger materials than trust. Thanks for listening. If you think you're being paranoid in your relationship, you're probably not. Trust your gut. It's the only friend that won't lie to you.